Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the world and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Olivia Salmons, and in each episode we'll uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today I'm super excited to be joined by Sarah Binette, a fitness coach, wellness entrepreneur, and founder of Imagine You Fit, a coaching platform dedicated to helping people create lasting health, confidence, and strength through sustainable fitness and mindset habits. Through Imagine You Fit, Sarah supports individuals who want to feel strong, energized, and confident without extreme programs or burnout. Her process focuses on realistic routines, mindset shifts, and lifestyle integration, helping clients transform how they see themselves and their health. Sarah, welcome to Founders Future. Thank you so much for joining me here today. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Olivia.
Awesome. I'm excited to dive in. So, with all of my guests, I do actually like to start at the beginning of their journey. So, if you don't mind briefly taking me back to what it was you were doing before you started up Imagine You Fit, and then from there, what was the motivation behind it?
So I actually started as a personal trainer in 2001, and that eventually transitioned over the years into 2008 when I started my own business. I was in the Washington, D.C. area doing gym training, and then that transitioned to doing in-home training for a lot of the clients. And then I started my own business doing that, and that has since pivoted to going virtual, online. Most of my clientele over the years became mostly business owners, and those clients would cancel constantly, have to reschedule. They were traveling all over the world. Also, I realized with being in the local area, I would cap out my schedule really easily. So there was at one point I was working training sessions over 80 hours a week, plus waiting list. I had hit a ceiling, and the only answer was to adapt to that and embrace it instead of trying to fight it. And so these business owners really needed to have a system that went with them and traveled with them, because I can't, as a personal trainer, be in their pocket all the time. But with technology, I can. So that's what I do now for my clients. Most of them are all over the world. And I have staff extensions even in London who are helping with everything to coach these business owners one-on-one to make sure that they have optimal health in whatever time zone they're in and whatever business situation, board meeting, it doesn't matter.
I love it. And a really intelligent pivot, as you say, like you can't be there the whole way to move it and put them through the steps, but you can be in their pocket on device, on electric, as the modern world is. So that's really cool. And obviously a long kind of extent in fitness. So what was that background before that as well? Did you play a sport and was kind of very active yourself? Was that kind of what drove you to being a personal trainer?
Of course, yeah. When I was in high school, I was a year-round swimmer, so that was my main sport. I also played basketball and soccer, or I know some people call it football, right? Depending on what country you're in.
The important people call it football, okay?
Ah.
I'm joking.
But and then I did play rugby for a little while as well. So I love sports, and I just love how it transitioned and transformed my
Yeah.
life, and how much confidence it gave me, strength. I'm over 40 years old right now, and I am in excellent health because of it. And I just love the longevity benefits of being active in sports and fitness. And I just fell in love at a young age and kept it going, and have pivoted over the years. And now I focus mostly on the longevity and lifestyle medicine, functional medicine aspect of fitness.
I love that. And that is such the important part of fitness because especially in this like modern world, this world of online, I feel like everyone is going for that instant success, the gratification, the Instagram body, the what it's looking for. But the core aspect of health and fitness is making sure your body is sustainably and going for the longevity, It's like we take care of ourselves. And then even that mindset, taking that to the business world is such a great aspect for them as well. Because if they can show up fit and healthy every day and then put that into their work and into their life, you're only going to get full productivity from everything. So Sarah, let's dive into the business a little bit more. So walk me through it. At this point, who would you say is like your ideal customer? Like who do you really, really love to work with? And then from there, how is it you help them and how do you support them along that journey?
So either an executive or a business owner are the ideal client. It's really someone who is traveling often. They cannot dedicate themselves to a one-on-one personal trainer in gym because they're gone all the time.
Yeah.
Either that, or they just are local, but they might be in appointments. I had a client say today that he had to pivot his workout time because he was in a board meeting that got extended, and he had to get pulled into a 30-minute meeting afterwards. It's and business owners, even people who are not executives, they are constantly building, they're working 24/7. For them to have to plug themselves into a schedule of an actual fitness professional is really unrealistic. So I've just embraced that over the years. So again, my ideal client is the person who is going to not fit into the traditional one-on-one personal training mold because they need the flexibility of having someone with them all the time. That's not possible, right? But with technology, it can be. And there's a lot of apps out there that are workout based and they can use automation and AI and everything to adapt to things. But the difference is you're working with a robot versus an actual person. So myself and my staff, they actually work and create the programming and pivot it to the client. So it is still one-on-one personal training, but it's virtual.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like a hybrid of the both. As you say, you've got there the support, it's been accustomed and tailored to their needs and their goals, but you've got the aspect where they can access it and just play along, plug in as they need to, bending around their schedule. It's
Mhm.
as I say, a really innovative way of helping people and really meeting their needs. So with regards to that, so what is it like to work with you, Sarah? So I know you mentioned there obviously there's a one-to-one, there's the app, there's a platform come through. How long do people tend to stay and work with you, or does that just depend on obviously themselves moving forward?
Really depends on their goals, right? So a
Yeah.
lot of my clients I've had for years, years and years and years. And the reason being is that their goal again is longevity and just living their best optimal fitness for years and years to come. So they usually stay with me. Also, there's not a lot of people like me out there. If anybody listens who is like that, I would love to have you on staff. Because a lot of personal trainers are it's a first stepping stone type career. So they're usually not as experienced. They might not have as good of an education. My background is in biomedical science.
Yeah.
So with working with me, people not only get that 20 plus years of experience, but they get that medical background. And they also are getting this technology integration, which a lot of people aren't embracing as well. It reminds me a lot of, blockbusters back in the day when they were like, oh, we are so great, and they just didn't adapt, right? That's how I view old school personal training. So with working with me, and not only I feel like an upgrade, but also a shift into what the future will be. And people
Yeah.
haven't realized it or embraced it yet. But I've been doing it for so long, I recognize it, and I again have taken it all. The number one question I get from my clients is, how does this work? How does it work to work with you? I don't understand. I only understand going to a gym and meeting with a personal trainer. So I usually do a consult with the client and I go through a full proposal. The first question and number one question I get often is, how does this even work?
Yeah.
So I have this whole proposal process that I break down everything, and I have a custom app. I have to invite them into it. And then once everything's set
Nice.
up, then they can get started following it. And then I just have that one-on-one accountability. My watch is connected to it, their watches too. Anytime they
Sick.
anytime they complete a workout, I get notified. Anytime they log foods, I get notified. So it's really constant
Yeah.
accountability no matter the time zones.
Yeah, really heavy contact point, which again is so important, especially when it comes to fitness, because half of that is the motivation to do it as well. Especially when you're busy, it just goes to the back of your mind. It's like, oh, I'll do it later. I'll get onto it. I'll do it when I've got some free time. I'm too busy to kind of attend them, as you say, attend the session. So the fact that they've got that constant support from you as well when they need it is really, really cool. And then I'm curious to find out how you go about acquiring your customers. Obviously, CEOs, entrepreneurs, experts, very busy people. So like what methods and what channels are you finding most effective in really finding that right person to work with?
So my number one is word of mouth. I feel like if a business is doing a good enough job with their first few core clients, they're going to
Yeah.
talk and they're going to talk to other people who are similar and like-minded. So my business owners, executives I work with talk to others who join, and that's my number one. I know that's not the sexiest thing for marketing and advertisement, but as far as marketing and advertisement thing goes, I love LinkedIn because that's where a lot of professionals exist. I try to have a really good LinkedIn presence, post some really good content. I do LinkedIn lives. I do not do paid ads. That's the number one thing I probably would do more of at this point, but I'm not needing to yet. But I think that's a very smart pivot.
Yeah.
But marketing as of right now is word of mouth and mostly on LinkedIn because of the clientele that I work with are mostly existing on that platform.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's full of the kind of people you actually want to be with. But also with regards to the ads as well, it will just help bring that nice consistency coming into it, which is obviously a great aspect as you look to scale, just so you can crunch down and really help as many people as possible. Have you ever thought about maybe using other platforms like Meta, YouTube, or Instagram, or is it really just LinkedIn where you find most success?
Yeah, I do have videos on YouTube. It's just something that I feel like there are so many when you spread out like that. Each one has its each algorithm and things that you have to kind of navigate. So I haven't quite cracked the code on YouTube. I do have some videos up for reference. So for clients, if they're like, I Do you have an example of what you're talking about? I have videos for that
No.
to send to them, but as far as actually existing on those platforms, that's something that would be, yeah, great for marketing. I know YouTube, even as people grow on those channels, get really good
Yeah.
marketing traffic.
Yeah,
Mhm.
YouTube is amazing because I feel like if someone's taken the time to watch at least 10 minutes of your videos and listen to you for that time as well, similar to a podcast, they already know you, they build that no trust factor that you need with the strangers. So it's just a really nice way to be authentic, I think.
Yeah.
And then Sarah, are you still a solopreneur as well at the moment, or do you have a team that are helping you out with like marketing and even the sales process and all those hats you might have to be juggling as a founder?
Yeah, I do have staff, so I have other coaches that do
Yeah.
programming as well for the fitness, for the nutrition, for the app and everything. Again, I have one, he's in London, he's a pro rugby player and is amazing. Met him on my medical path that I've been on. I do have staff for my government contracting business, which is a separate business. And I also have a coach that I works with that helps me navigate to making funnels and everything. So when you go on my website and you do opt in to do a free consultation, there is a funnel it takes you through to help you know, like, and trust me since we're talking through this, right? So you get a better feeling of how I work. And that way, when I do have my consultation with my client, they're already getting a good idea of what to expect
Mm.
time
Yeah,
period.
and that's so important because it is a very personal journey as well, fitness. So you have to obviously want to work with that person and they have to know, like, and trust you and really resonate with your story as well. And then obviously we touched on there, you have another side, you have another business. So what does that look like and how does that kind of intertwine everything together?
Yeah, so in 2016, I started a government contracting, well, sorry, backtrack. In 2016, I started a meal prep business due to my clients asking for that. So I do bodybuilding competitions on occasion. I would bring my meal prep into my sessions. Sometimes because I had clients back to back, I'd be eating those and they'd say, wow, those are gorgeous meals. They're macro appropriate. Can you make those for me? And I said, legally, no, I can't. So how can I, though, make this process work for them? So I got a commercial kitchen. I got all the
Yeah.
certifications and all the things for that legalities. And yeah, I launched my meal prep business in 2016. Then it was a business to customer business. And in 2021, I went to business to government. One of my clients was a government contractor, huge in the DC area. A lot of my clients were. And so now it's only business to government. So I do state and federal contracting.
Nice. And so then when you look forward and like think about scaling the business and taking that next step, what does that look like for you? What is the vision as you work on the two together and maybe merge them simultaneously?
Yeah, so for my fitness business right now, I'm also partnered with a lab for biomarker testing. And so in the future, I would love to be able to have my own telehealth company essentially. So right now I'm telehealth, if even that's the right word for it, but it's the best way of really explaining how it works because telehealth, you have to meet with clinicians, right? For telefitness, I'm that fitness pro online. So telefitness merging into doing the biomarkers where everything's in one platform as well. There are current state and federal contracts that are asking for platforms and apps and software that they're one of them is a prison system their staff could use so that they have workouts, they have nutrition, everything that they can
Nice.
follow. So there are active government contracts that are both state and federal that are seeking things that I have only in fitness existing. So in the future, I do want to have a full telehealth platform, not only for my customers, but also for government contracting
Yeah.
needs that are out there, both state and federal.
I love it. So just really helping out as much people as possible and even getting into organizations and trickling down, it's just going to have a massive effect on everybody's life, productivity and
Mhm.
longevity at the end of the day. I suppose, Sarah, where are you finding like the biggest challenge for yourself? Because so far it kind of sounds like a lot of easy going, like you're taking all the pivots and everything in your stride. So where
I
is that kind of struggle taking that next step?
Yeah, I think that's partly my personality. I love challenges, like when I'm backed into a corner. So if, I'm probably never to show any kind of hardship. And also I've been doing business for so many years. I think you just eventually learn that you're going to take punches and, sometimes it's easy,
Yeah.
sometimes it's not. So for me, I feel like, sorry, repeat your question. Oh my gosh.
Where are you finding the biggest challenge for yourself at the moment in taking that next step?
So for me, again, I have my medical background, so I went back to school to become a physician assistant. So I am a pre-PA right now. I went back a little bit later to do this so that I could become that telehealth company, right?
Yeah.
So right now I'm partnered with biomarker lab testing that they have clinicians that can prescribe medications like GLP-1s in hormone therapy and things like that. I can't personally do that right now. So my biggest thing is going through this process of becoming a physician assistant so that I can launch this telehealth company. So I still have about 2 years left of that process to become a full-blown clinician myself. So I can
Yeah.
prescribe medications as well as do exercise prescription and nutrition and all that in that one platform.
So really getting knowledge in to tie that all together. Have you gone back to like university full time while you're coaching as well?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids as well.
Well, so another hat to add on is the student hat when we're going through life.
Yes, very, very difficult labs and clinical
Yeah.
everything. Yep.
Awesome. And then, Sarah, I have one final question to ask you before we log out. So, if you could go back in time to a younger self and you
Mhm.
could only leave yourself with one piece of advice moving forward, something you know now that you didn't know back then, what would you say to yourself?
I would say that there's no reason to be afraid. A lot of times I think we are overthinking and we get caught in that, right? So a lot of us who are business owners are very creative. We're very perfectionistic, and so we overplan instead of over deliver and pivot on that. One of my favorite quotes is ready, fire, aim instead of ready, aim, fire. Because sometimes when you throw the shots out there, you're gonna know where your target is a lot faster than it is overthinking and then shooting. And then you're like kind of recalibrating from a longer time that's existed. So if I could talk to myself before, I would just tell myself to not be afraid. It's kind of a made up facade anyways in your mind, and just go for it with confidence and you'll pivot and just embrace those challenges
Yeah.
and you'll get through it.
I
Yeah.
love it. Literally just take everything in your stride. You've
Mhm.
done that very well. So I feel like you already told yourself that. But Sarah, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your incredible journey and insight with us. Where can our listeners reach out to work with you and connect with you if they would like to do so?
Sure. I have two websites. One is imagineyoufit.business and then imagineyoufit.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn under either Sarah Binette or Sarah Fit Pro is in LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram as Trainer Sarah, and my YouTube is Imagine You Fit.
Love it. Thank you so much. And thank you again for joining us. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to go and check out Sarah and all the amazing work that she's doing. And do not forget to subscribe to Founders Future via wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with one of our team and discover how we went from $0 to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. But until then, keep on climbing and we will see you on the next one.